Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy, and we're back in Final Fantasy XIV for more post-Stormblood main scenario quest. Salutations, acting hero. Yo to you too. Good to see you. Hope you are fine and dandy. Yeah, we're back in Final Fantasy XIV. We are exploring Gosetsu currently. Well, not literally. He's alive, as you can see. And he's got a new, kind of weird wife-daughter relationship with an amnesiac Yotsuya. So we're going to continue exploring that, see if she's faking it, telling the truth. I don't know. But, yeah, that's about where we are. How long did it take you to get the perfect pose for that picture? This one, honestly, was pretty easy, because I unlocked the wave emote last week, so I was just like, I'll just do the wave emote, and then I just stood in the middle of... It's like a really awkward family photo where no one wants to be there. Like, I'm the only one. I'm like, let's take a photo, and everyone's like, okay. I'm not moving, though. Some of them, it takes me a little while longer to get the pose right, especially when it's outside, and I have to, like, wait for the sun to come up or something. So this one wasn't so bad. But, yeah, let's crack on. That's, I forget exactly what stage we were at. The Emperor's on the move, and Hien would not be caught on the back foot. Oh, I think we're going to go to the Doman Enclave. I think that was the last thing, because I wanted to unlock it, but it got to about midnight, and I was tired, so I stopped one quest short. So, let's go! We're looking to move all of the Doman refugees back to Doma, now that Hien's taken over. And the Empire have been ousted-ish. Why are you out searching for Jifuya? Oh, he was Yotsuya's old pimp, I remember. While you were out searching for Jifuya, we received word from our shinobi allies. An Imperial airship has been sighted over Doman soil. Our visitor's objective remains unclear. It may be another attempt to recover Yotsuya, or a prelude to an invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advances at speed, and appears bound for Castrum Fluminis. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, it will only end one way, so we shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yugiri, Jack, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Yeah! Alice and I will fain play our part as well. We will not stand by while a common foe threatens the lands of our friends and allies. We would be glad of the help. You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe. Then I bid you seek him and assist in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see the Imperial ship, they are liable to panic. I would have you reassure them, and should it come to it, aid in their evacuation. Very well. We shall depart at once. Do take care. My voice needs a bit of warming up. I haven't talked all day. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsuya. You are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close to Jack and Yugiri. Plus, you don't have your sword and armor. We have your sword, we just haven't given it back to you yet. Well. Guard duty and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. De Castrum Fluminis, then. Let us find out what the Empire's game is. Yeah, surely the three of us could manage. It took a whole army last time, but... I mean, I suppose Hien is still in charge of the steppe... warriors. I guess, for lack of a better term for them. So, he can just mobilize them on a moment's notice if he wants to. I mean, I assume he's got them on, like, speed dial. Is speed dial a thing that exists anymore? I guess not really. I guess since... God, there's probably people alive who have never heard the phrase speed dial. Okay, I can't fly over this particular wall. How do I get to where I need to go? Oh, I've gone up through the wrong hole. Tell you what, I will just teleport. Where do I need to go? I need to go over here. I'll just teleport over here and then go from there. Saves me having to go for a swim. Yeah, I suppose now that everyone's just got a contact list in their phone book, on their phone, and speed dial isn't really a thing. I mean, I suppose there are still landlines do still exist, so I guess they probably do still have a speed dial function. But, man, it's like when they took out the last payphone in New York. You think they'd keep a few just for, like, ornamental purposes? Now the phone booth makes no sense. I think that's set in New York. Might have been set in LA. Either way. It's like, I'm sure we've got a few ornamental phone boxes in London. Just because, like, the imagery of the red phone box is so ingrained with Britain. Or maybe, I suppose maybe people are more tuned to the blue phone box thanks to the freaking Doctor Who. The area is secure. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. And craft... Oh, the craft should come into view at any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum. I was going to say, the castrum's that way, guys. But then I remembered, normal people in the Final Fantasy XIV universe don't jump off cliffs and break their ankles like the Warrior of Light does. The Warrior of Light just goes, well, I'm going to go this way. And it's like, but there's a cliff. It's like, it's fine, I'll heal. I like that they left the lights on in the castrum.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Surely, I feel like there's a better way to have done this, though. They have an embassy in Kogane. Couldn't they have just arranged for, like, a neutral discussion ground there, rather than, well, invading to start with, and then sending an airship and randomly hoping that Lord Yen was looking at it when it came?
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
Warrior of Light, go and collect these things so we can send a signal. I'm like, what? I thought I was just here to help. I thought I was just here to kill stuff. I didn't realize I was going to be sent on a fetch quest. Dang it. I can't go anywhere without being asked to fetch things. It's like friggin' curse of being a main character.
Well, that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
I don't know what that word means.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsu's stepbrother.
Ah.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady.
I often forget that some of these characters have surnames, because they mention them so infrequently.
It is
And they're
true.
all silly.
The former acting viceroy is my sister. Yet, bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it.
Yugiri is a fine name. When you add Mistwalker on the end of it, it sounds like it's like someone's World of Warcraft character.
I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, His Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice.
Okay, go on then. Do his voice. He's like, hello!
To negotiate peace with Dorma.
I mean, again, you invaded us like an hour ago. Again.
Well then, we have much to discuss.
I just literally got finished killing one of your robots and an entire platoon of your men. Again.
Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
I mean, I basically, what I'm saying is, I can see me killing this man-child within the next couple of hours. Like, maybe not even if he deserves it. Maybe just out of, good measure. We should escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yugiri, pray go on ahead to the Yuzuka Manor docks and see that the ferries are ready. Like, pray go ahead, and then leaves before her. She's like, okay, I guess he expects me to jog. I feel like Yugiri should, when he like tells her to go off and do something, she should like skitter off with like a little ninja run. Or, throw down a, smoke bomb, or just jump up into the air and disappear. She doesn't act very ninja-like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we keep being told that she's a shinobi, and that she's, like, a great espionage lady. I think that's the official term. But we never get to see it in action, I just want someone to see her, running around with a kunai between her teeth. I'm here. Relax. Lord Hian and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. So unfortunately, the boat carries exactly 5 people. So you have to come afterwards. Is it the... Yeah. I sometimes can get those things in the distance. They're confused with, like, where I need to go. But I'm pretty sure that's like a air spirit or something. Doman Enclave. I haven't been here since I came and played Triple Triad with a guy here. Got his Hien card off of him. Added it to my collection. Oh, this little baby Ethernet shard. I come bearing gifts. She's like, oh, thanks. I don't really want the pot. It's like, it's got booze in it. Oh, lovely. So I think there's a whole thing you can do after this quest. That I have to do like a side quest to unlock it. But I can, like, restore the Doman Enclave. And it doesn't get me a whole lot of rewards, considering how much money you have to put into it. But it does get me some rewards. And it's not a huge amount of effort. So I feel like maybe I should do it. That's clearly designed to hold a large quantity of items, but for what purpose you cannot say. Yeah, I think I have to, like, start this quest, unlock the Doman effort, and then I can donate items, and once I've donated a certain value, this area actually like starts getting built up. It's quite neat. Oh, they do have a proper Aetherite shard. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh, look at their little baby Aetherite, and it's like, oh no, they have a proper one. That is just one of their... That's just a way so you can get quick... I guess that's so you can quickly travel between the different parts of it. Oh, neat. And is there actually anything to do here? I guess we'll find out. So we go. There you are, Jack. So first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We have even an Aetheryte now, courtesy of the Onishishu. There we go. Be sure and attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. But on the matter at hand, the ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I'm not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphano and Alisei will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say you'll come. I'll be there. You had me at eat. I know I can count on you. When you're ready, come and join me at my humble abode. The Kienkan. My humble abode, the Kienkan. The guardsmen will see you in. Like, if you're worried about speaking on behalf of the Scions, don't worry. I know that you're, not really one with words. Oh, I can't fly here. Oh. Well, that does make this a bit trickier. I was going to just go and quickly attune to the Aetheryte shards, but I suppose it is a small area. It's not going to take me very long. And oop. And then over here. So I read something annoying before I started streaming today. Because I've got a. Oh hey Hacker, I've got a PlayStation VR. It's always been kind of a novelty thing. Like I have like single-digit VR games on it, and mostly due to space, but also just that the PSVR wasn't very powerful, so games on it look a bit. Unless they're like cartoony, anything that tries to look realistic looks a bit eh. Like there's a Walking Dead game I had on it that looks pretty decent. One River is now accessible as an Ethernet destination. Oh, okay, so I don't have to talk to the boatsman anymore if I want to leave. That's nice. Yeah. So they announced the PSVR 2, which is just an upgrade. It's got like eye tracking and better sensors and just more powerful and everything. But it's not going to be compatible with PSVR 1 games. So it's like, okay, it would be more annoying if I had like a massive library of games. But it's like, is this going to be the case that I'm going to have to buy a new VR headset for like each set of a dozen games that I buy? It's a lot of money. Lord Yen is expecting you. May I show you in? Yes. Salutations, Fortnite fan. You'll never forgive me. Is that for timing you out the other day? Well, that's what you get for spamming in chat. It is one of the rules. So, I hope you've learnt your lesson.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Doma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
Oh, we're getting deep into politics now. I like this.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons.
I mean, yeah, on that we agree. It's just the, you know, the method, I guess. No worries, Fortnite fan. Good to see you.
Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty good at handling icons on my own. The last icon you got your hands on, one of your dudes merged with it, and I had to kill him.
On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgian's practice of it, his radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
He turned into a big dragon. It was a nuisance.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning. And it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
I was trying to remember what are the icon they summoned, but I remember now it was like 3 artifacts that merged into a kind of big warrior dude.
Quite. I can but apologize.
But no, he makes a good point. It's like, stop summoning icons. Like, okay, stop giving us a reason to.
In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
Yeah, that was one of yours too.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear.
I still don't trust this guy, by the way. I'm still pretty sure I'm going to kill this guy by the end of this, post-Stormblood DLC.
Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates.
You might think that with him having a name and a voice actor that he'd be safe, but that didn't save Moonbreeder. I had a name in my head and then completely forgot
Lest
it.
you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
Oh, they're going to want Yotsuyu.
Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army, We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
Like, it's all quite plausible, but at the same time, just look at this smug prick. And I say that as a smug prick. Like, I wouldn't trust me.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Doma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Okay. So that's where we are with that. I mean... I mean, the reality is she probably... I guess maybe they... The likelihood is, I guess, they want to, like... The reality is they want to punish her for failing. Rather than any kind of actual goodwill for her. But I guess we don't owe her anything. But Gosetsu, you know, yeah, he's my boy. So yeah, whatever Gosetsu says, I guess we'll go with. Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all, but on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had naught to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsu left me ill at ease, made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think this all might be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps. I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsu may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on this matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed. Though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless, with so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in Imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their repatriation. Only the Kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. It's like, yeah, we're the meatheads, we'll go outside. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come on, Jack, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alise company. We are safe enough for now. Yeah. This is... I like the Hakuro's just here. He hasn't said anything. It's just... I have nowhere else to be. I'm Lord Hien's retainer or something, I think. Ooh. Let's eat some... What we got? Ooh, we got some purple carrot juice. Nom. I probably shouldn't eat that because I keep having to. I keep buying purple carrot juice to turn into my grand company, and they want 4, and they want 3, and I always have to buy them in. Whoever sells them in packs of 4, so I always end up with 1 extra. So if I just held on to them, I'd eventually build up another 3. Anyway, well, I've drunk it now, so moot point. Chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Jack. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word, and people could die. Oh, she started rhyming. It would take someone with a cool head, and I'd be the first to admit that's not med. So what we're left is the eternal question. What do we do while they prattle on? Let's go snooping! I'll take the silver piece. I don't need food. I still have 1,000 pocket marmot steaks. Alistair's pondering how best to make use of a reprieve from the tedium of negotiations. And he's got his sword out. Ooh. Maybe we're going to have a mock battle. He does not look as strong as Xenos, so... Alright, for want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words. And it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? Yugiri. Sorry, I just said my name. Hello, I'm Yugiri. Jack, a moment if you would. Ah, Yugiri and Asahi, was it? You have some business with Jack? Business, no. Pleasure, my lady. I really wish to exchange a few words with the famed Slayer of Gods and Champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honour. Such heartfelt admiration. One could almost forget that you were an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is it so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past. Literally, like a few weeks ago, dude. But I see no contradiction in lauding the man who would do battle with our common enemy. And lest you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank him for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue. As we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? I don't want to. I'm quite sure he'll be safe with you, Yugiri. No. One of the few times the warrior of light has shakes his head. Come now, Jack. There is naught else for us to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision. And while we were not in this moment discussing how best to learn more about the current state of Doma... It's settled then. The 4 of us shall make a brief excursion through Yanxia. Might we start at the town of Monzen? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. So, fine. I was going to suggest, you know, a hearty triple triad tournament, but well, fine. We'll go with the shit kid and explore Doma. Where do they want me to go? Back to... Oh, okay, let's... Where do they want me to go? Oh. Right. Where's the closest Aetheryte? Over here. I'm still learning this area. Hey, salutations, Emmy. You like the middle one's voice. Is that the guy in the white? He's a prick. But, how am I feeling? I'm fine. My gum's still just swollen and painful, but I'm just ignoring it. Because, you know, what else am I going to do? I've got some, Corsadil mint mouthwash, which is normally enough to sort it out, but it just takes a little while to kick in, unfortunately. Where am I going? Oh, up there, okay. Can I get there from here, or do I need to go to the House of the Fierce? I think I need to go to the House of the Fierce and go from there. Oh, okay, apparently I interrupted myself. Let's try that again. Yeah. Hopefully it'll clear up in the next day or two. I've taken some ibuprofen, so it should go... Can I get Anbesol, things that called anesthetic treatment that numbs the gum? Yeah, I probably could. It's not so painful. I mean, I'm talking, obviously, and, you know, I'm here. But, yeah, I did have some stuff before. That's what you use when you broke your tooth. Yeah, I imagine you probably needed it for a broken tooth, because I imagine that sounds like it's gonna that sounds like it would have hurt a lot. But no, it's just a minor annoyance. Just one of the curses of having wisdom teeth. That, I mean, I suppose I'd rather have wisdom teeth and have the sort of minor annoyance of occasionally getting a swollen gum, as opposed to having to go through the process of having my wisdom teeth removed. So, because that sounds quite unpleasant. So yeah, the lesser evil, I suppose. Nay, can this truly be Monsen, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? I'd heard that Yotsu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we begin to make amends for his senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult. Once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. I feel like... I mean, I guess I know he's here for, like, peace talks, but is not just giving an enemy commander a tour of the nation they try to invade, not just, like, furnishing them with intelligence about the current state of Doma that he can go away with and be like, okay, I know like what state Doma's in, let's invade. Asahi, yeah. He's it's unclear whether he's good or not. He's come along and he's like, I want to broker peace between the Empire, but I don't trust him because it seems a bit too convenient. It is a travesty, a travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. The lives that you took from them, as a member of the Empire. Spoken like a true popularis, the need of the people must of course come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to my seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat. It really is like a whistle-stop tour, isn't it? That's actually, he's going to... Oh. Never mind, I thought we were going to go straight there, but I guess we're going over here first. Da, 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 da. Where is he? There he is. Although we just came from... Oh, no, we are going to the village. They're ready to cast off. Oh, we're going into a instance. Nice. That explains why he had his sword drawn, actually. No fat chocobo. He's on the rotation. I just press a button and it summons a random mount in my my vast army of mounts. Of like 12.
I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble.
I mean, it could well be that Asahi turns out like Arenvold, where I distrust him immensely, and then it turns out that he's actually a cool dude. But you know, until he's got the, and you know, until his intentions are clear,
Are you all right?
I will trust him as far as, well, no, actually, I won't trust him as far as I can throw him. I'm very, very strong. I could throw him into the horizon.
Hi.
I trust him as far as Tataru can throw him.
What do they want with you?
Yeah, you did a little ninja shuffle.
Yuki. And you lot too.
With magic or my arms?
I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
Magic-infused arms. I'm very strong.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
Probably with magic. I don't know that I'm actually physically that powerful. I think it's mostly my skill and magic that makes me strong. Although I guess if I switched to a more muscular class, it would. But anyway, let's kill these Raphael wannabes. Kill them all. Something nice.
Away with you!
But again, I feel like this is just like a really convenient. Not necessarily that they've planned this, but just like they're really going hard to show you, like, no, look, this guy's a good guy. See, he's fighting for the. See, if you could move out of the AOE's when they show up, that'd be good. Like, look, he's fighting to save these guys. Surely he must be. Oh. Get on, Logan. Oh, that one. Press the wrong button. I am out of magic. There we go. I cast myself a lot quicker now. So I've basically gotten a lot more like stuff to do.
The art of my forebears.
So I can. I've got more things in my rotation that I can switch to. Whereas when I first started, I only really had a couple of spells to sort of cycle between. So, and I'm still not a max yet. You know, I've still got another 15 levels to go before I've got all my abilities. But I'm starting to actually like get the kind of full breadth of attacks and stuff that this class actually has. It's cool. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing where like I'm probably a couple of 100 hours into this game at this point, and I'm just about getting to the point where I can start learning how to actually play my character effectively. So when I hit 90, I unlock a cool attack that has like rose petals come off of it and everything. It's great. Oh, I can. No, wrong one. I do still occasionally click the wrong button, though. Do this one. And there we go. And back to the... Oh, hang on. Got to finish with the... A flip! There we go. I did it. Everyone died. Like there was any doubt. Hey, his eye's pretty strong. I mean, it makes me all the more convinced I'm going to have to kill him at some
Seems to be
point.
the last of them.
Just look at him.
You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Yeah. Sorry, Issy. He's my bro.
Thank
Well.
goodness we arrived when we did.
Not really my bro. I kind of know him and he's okay, I guess.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
So I bet he paid them to attack them at this point so that he could look good. Maybe? I don't know. Seems too convenient.
The empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
It's like in the Heavensward DLC, at the end of that, when like a literal evil priest threw a child off a bridge, just as a dragon had to be flying past, and like that time it was just a happenstance, but you know it was just like good timing. But watching it, you can't help but feel like this feels fake. This feels scripted. Like it's like a wrestling thing. Like how unfortunate is it that an evil priest threw a child off a bridge at the exact time a dragon, the enemy of these people, turned up to save the child. And exactly the same thing happens here. How fortuitous is it that children are in danger and a Garlean soldier trying to prove how good he is shows up to save the day? I had such conviction for a second. I just... the thing is, I've been wrong before, but... I mean, look at this guy. Who cuts his hair like that?
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
I like that he's got like 4 little diamonds on his right lapel, but he's only got 3 on his left one. It makes me think that he's like a Pokemon trainer just right near the end of his gym battle challenge, and he's just got the 8th gym and the Elite 4 to go. And this is just part of his quest. I hope he does well. Or maybe he's the rival. Maybe that's why I'm getting evil vibes from him. See, it's difficult because I'm pretty sure the Empire is still the bad guys in like the last expansion. So but I guess I should at least. I mean, we've had a few Garleans turn good so far, so not about that. True reform can only come from within.
I knew you would understand. You have witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
Like, if Nero, of all people, can be a good guy. I say that. I don't necessarily think that he's a good guy. We just gave him a job and a uniform. It's like that. It's like that manga. The Demon King works at McDonald's, has a part-time job. He's not necessarily a good guy. He just works at McDonald's now. Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views of our nation's shared hopes under more peaceable circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me the chance to see the famed hero of Eorzea in action, and few Imperial soldiers can say that. At least few who live to tell the tale. I do kill most of them, yes. Ah. And there's a bunny boy. Hello. Oh, I'm so zoomed out. Hang on. There we go. Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord? But what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take so kindly to the sight of a man in imperial uniform, with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would only prove a distraction. I mean, those two were from Namai. I didn't even notice that you were an imperial. Fret not, however. Thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I otherwise would, and with any luck, Lord Hien will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. Yeah, see, the fact that you wanted us to come here, but then it's like, oh, well, I've seen enough, let's go. It's like, I don't trust this guy. Oh, he's at the dock. Why can't you be anywhere? Damn it. Never be anywhere convenient. Sorry to swish on camera if that picked up, but it's just nice to have a bit of cool water on my gum. I did take some ibuprofen a little before I started streaming. I was hoping it would kick in a bit, but it hasn't yet. Oh well. Oh, I'm... So oh, I'm flying over the thing. I spend a lot of money on action figures. This is one of my many vices in life. And that lady's flying. Oh, she's on a... That's a mount. That's one of the mounts you can get. I spend a lot of money on action figures. It's one of my many vices. And I've started collecting the Final Fantasy VII Remake figures. The PlayArts Kai ones. And I've decided to just limit myself to the 9 main characters in Sephiroth. So that I only have to buy 10. But they're still expensive figures. But then they started putting out versions of the characters from the original Final Fantasy as they appeared there, because they got quite a different appearance. They're a bit more anime looking. So I pre-ordered the Cloud one, thinking it might just be a one-off, and they've just put out the Tifa and Aerith one, and it's like, do I really want to spend another set of money getting the exact same characters, just slightly smaller and slightly different looking, or shall I just get Cloud and call it a day? So, my wallet had had some pondering to do earlier today. Although I don't like this thing that Square Enix are doing. These figures come, you can get like a normal version, and you can get a digital plus version. It's 30 quid more expensive, and it comes with an NFT. And fuck NFTs. I know, it's a scam. But the version that comes with the NFT, when you go on the store page, the Square store page, they only show the Digital Plus version. You have to like properly deep dive into the store, into like the pre-order collectibles, in order to see the versions that don't come with it. Like they really tried to hide the non-NFT versions. But they did the same with Cloud as well. Like they offered a 30 quid more expensive one that came with an NFT of the figure that you bought. It's like a 3D NFT or some shit. I don't know. It's bullshit. Like it's all just a scam. But it's just such a slimy process. I don't like it. Thank you again for agreeing to join me. If not for your aid, the Kojin may well have overwhelmed us. Pray go on ahead. Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guest. We had best not keep him waiting. I was happy, speaking on figures though, to see that the both the Minecraft Smash Amiibo and all of the Splatoon Amiibos were back in stock at the Nintendo Store. So I now have Steve and Alex from Minecraft, and I also have the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook from Splatoon. So now all I need is them to make Amiibos of deep cut, and I've got all of the idols. I did consider the other ones, but nah, they're all just. I mean, yeah, I don't like Splatoon that much. I like the idol the idol characters, but outside of that, nah. Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me that you accompanied her and Asahi on a tour of Yanxia. I hope you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions at Sakazuki. But I gather your time was well spent. Until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report, however, I must rely on you to supply the details. So, please, tell us how it all unfolded. Ah, there's this kid. No, never mind. That's as much as you'll... The warrior light speaks very quickly when he's allowed to. The Red Kojin? Here? Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? Not that I'm aware of. If they are planning some new venture here at Yanxia, we will need to increase patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you for fighting them off. But tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahi truly the first to leap to the youngster's aid? Again, this all just feels like, you know, like any number of sitcoms from the 90s, and possibly the early 2000s as well, where we're like, I'm going to pay a guy to attack a guy, and then I'm going to come out and beat him up, and I'll look like a cool dude in front of the girl I want to impress. This just feels like that. He's hired these guys to attack these kids, so that he can jump in front of them and look like a cool dude, and make me go, maybe these Garleans are okay. Let's give them Yotsuya. He was. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. In the time I've known you, you have always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? I still don't think he can be trusted. And the question of what his true intention maybe remains. Regardless of his aim, I'm resigned to playing his game. For now, at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough, considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, which just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphino's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believe we've identified a workable solution. As you will recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasure vault on the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics remain here to this day, it is all but certain the act of summoning exhausted their stores of ether, making subsequent summonings impossible. I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't seem like it's actually that difficult to summon a primal. Like, that snake lady summoned one, like, last week, and she seemed to only have a handful of crystals dotted about in some of the water. It seems quite easy, I'll be honest. Assuming that is the case, preventing the primal's return rests on denying the Red Kojin the means to amass new stores of ether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends, the Blue Kojin. Since Doma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with the Bunchin and his people. And with their support, I'm quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon this Susanoo. And what of the prisoners? There will be exchanges agreed, and I will give full credit to Asahi for the success of the transaction. If there's aught we can do to help the Popularis garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first I have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but What manner of business? A past mistake which I would see put right. One which has weighed heavily on my mind. Yeah, there's still the problem with Yotsuyu. Something about like the sliding wooden doors that just makes me internally in my head go yo, just because they do it when during like
while the three of you kept our
kabuki
guest
plays
company.
and stuff.
The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
At least let her finish her dango.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
Yes. We should restore her memory first and then kill her.
You ask that I show mercy.
Salutations, John. This isn't a Sonic game. You're at the wrong time of the week, friend. This is Final Fantasy XIV. This is Final Fantasy XIV Friday, not Sonic Monday. I've named them on the schedule now. Officially, it's Sonic Monday, Crime Time, and Final Fantasy XIV Friday, and then just kind of whatever Saturday.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami?
I mean, both like he did get shot a lot and then got crushed by a castle. So, the fact that both of them survived that is, and she got cut down. Although
yours to safeguard. I
think they did say that her kimono saved her from being cut down fully. But she did get cut down and also crushed by a castle. So the fact that both of them survived that was quite fortuitous. I could understand how you might be like, maybe God wants me to live. I don't know. Fair John, a lot of your Sonic games haven't always started off as Sonic games. Yeah, I mean, okay. And I was going to say, you could normally tell because there are, you know, little tiny animal characters in it. But to be fair, there are a lot of Sonic games with humans in these days. So, brief recap for the people that haven't seen Final Fantasy IV in the last 1,850 hours. That might be tricky, but I'll do my best. So, the Empire has invaded Eorzea, but they've also invaded Doma, which is a neighboring country. Broadly, we're trying to get rid of the Empire. And that's kind of the plot of Final Fantasy XIV. Basically, we're trying to get rid of the Empire. As part of that, we came to Doma. We helped this guy, who is Hien, he's the Lord of Doma, get rid of the Empire in this area, who was led by Yotsuya, the lady sitting on the mat eating dango. She died, but didn't die. She just lost her memories. And so now we're like... But now the Empire wants us to hand her over as a prisoner. And so we're kind of like conflicted because she doesn't remember all the terrible things she did as the kind of leader of the invading forces. And she did a lot of terrible things, but she also had a lot of terrible things happen to her, so she had a lot of anger. So it's like, yeah, fair enough. I can see why you would hate the Domans. There could be a Sonic bit in FF14. There is... I think you can get a Sonic costume in Phantasy Star, which is a different MMO. It looks weird, because it's just basically like a Sonic fursuit. But I did consider just like trying to get it and then just playing Phantasy Star Online for a Monday, just dressed as Sonic. So... Nature versus nurture, got it. Yeah, well, it's just she did a lot of evil things, and she should be punished for them. But it's the fact that she can't remember that she did any of that stuff. We're now like, well, I mean, is it really fair to punish someone who can't remember any of this shit? So, I'm impressed. I thought you were going to tell me to go away. Well, you know, I'm always happy to sort of explain the plot to anyone who wants to listen. But that's the broad plot. There's lots of like little subplots going on in like threads, but that's the bit we're in at the moment.
Come the hour of the exchange. If her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough.
No, you told me to go away when you were playing that card game with the sacrifices. To be fair, you asked me to explain how to play that game, and it was I barely understood how to play that game by the time you were asking me. It was one of those games that they like drip feed you mechanics over the course of like 5 or 6 hours, and they keep changing, and it kept changing. So that was a taller order to understand, but it was it was basically Yu-Gi-Oh! That essentially. Oh yeah, but the guy who... The other thing is the guy who wants Yotsuya is like, I want to broker peace between the Empire and Doma. And I'm not sure
not seem strange to you?
I'm not sure I trust him.
His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I know his powers of endurance only too well. But after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade.
I mean, again, he did get shot like 10 times at point-blank range with a pistol, so...
Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it.
Can I have it then?
It falls to us to shape that future. One in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
I do want to play as a samurai when I finish leveling up the red mage, so I'll take the Gosetsu sword. Oh, I could just dress as Gosetsu and just be like his apprentice. I can buy his costume. I can be a Gosetsu guy. There's a guy who wants to play Yahtzee. What? Yu-Gi-Oh! Similar, but different. With Yotsuyu safely in Gosetsu's care, all that remains is to answer Asahi's proposal. I realize that other matters demand your attention, but I would ask that you stay a while longer to see this business through. Oh, also there's a wolf man called Hakuro. He's here in a lot of cutscenes, but he doesn't do anything. That's all you need to know about Hakuro. He has a voice, I think. Actually, does he have a voice actor? He might not have a voice actor, which is probably why he's not been talking much. But he is here. He's like Hien's friend. I mean, who wouldn't want to be friends with a big wolf man? Yeah, so this guy, I didn't trust him.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yansha. You have reached a decision, then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course.
Depends on what part of the month you met him. No, he's better than a werewolf. He's a wolf man. He's a wolf all the time. 100% wolf, 100% of the time. It means he's always big and furry and hard and lovely.
As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
And if not, what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Yeah, we'll go over a little
Well, I
house.
sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Yeah, she has quite severe brain damage from having a castle fall on her.
Dango.
Dango!
How dreadful.
No, Dango's lovely. I've eaten it before. It's all squishy and ricey. You eat it on a stick
Very
at
well.
shrines.
In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us.
She's faking it. It seems... she seems less likely to be faking the memory loss than he seems to be faking the goodwill stuff. She seems very, like... Apparently, because Gosetsu said that she was basically had the opportunity to kill him when they first found her because he was so badly wounded, and she didn't.
One small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, might you permit me to speak with her in private?
Oh, yeah. Yugiri, hide in the ceiling. We can spy on him and expose his true colors.
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of Dango. She would be most pleased.
And also, try to convince her to eat something else. A diet entirely of Dango is just not... It's not sufficient. It is nutritionally incredibly unbalanced. She needs to eat some roughage. She hasn't pooped in weeks.
Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
What's Dango? I think it's like a rice mochi type thing. I've eaten it, but it's like a rice flour with like mushed up rice, and then you flavor it with different things, and then you stick it on a ball and cook it a bit until it's kind of crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. I think. There's lots of different types of Dango, so I can't remember which type I've had, but... And do you know when you've been Dangoed? Oh, that would have been a great advertising campaign. Someone just runs up and slaps you with a Dango. Forgive me, my lord, but has he not been gone over long? Perhaps I should... Calm yourself, Gosetsu. I understand your concern, but we have to wait. He deserves that much. Like I said, we've got Yugiri hiding in the ceiling. It's fine. I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting. Thank you for your understanding. Long did I dream of this reunion, but never did I imagine it would be so joyless. A part of me hoped your stories of her condition were just that, but alas, it is as you say. Tsuyu, do you remember anything of this man? Anything at all? No, I got that the wrong way round, but I guess it doesn't matter. I am a stranger to her. That much was clear to me from a single look. I leave her in your care. As you wish. Now, if you would excuse me, my superiors are long overdue a report. They will be elated to hear of our agreement, of that I have no doubts. As for the exchange itself, once I have obtained the relevant permissions, I will arrange for your people to be relieved of their various duties and sent here to Yangsha. This will take some time, of course. Of course. You may rest assured your soldiers will be well cared for until you return. We will also begin taking steps to better counter the threat of the Kujin and their icon. Before you take your leave, there is one other matter. I am informed it was you who took the lead in rescuing 2 young Domans from a band of Kojin sellswords. I have not yet had the time to thank you properly. Please, there is no need to thank me. I only did what anyone would do under the circumstances. Fortunately, I was in good company at the time. He's talking about me! I'm the good company! Ah, yeah. The blight of the Red Kojin is of the Empire's making. Were it not for our transgressions, those children would not have needed saving. The people of Doma have suffered enough, my lord, and I promise to do all in my power to spare them further pain, be it at the hands of the Kojin or indeed the Empire. I pray the Empire will see things as you do. There may be yet hope for us all. Hien looks like he should be in Monster Hunter. He does have a look of like the leader guy from World to him, doesn't he? Until we meet again. I don't know if his two guards have names, but I like them. I like that one of them has little tiny round glasses. Gosetsu. As before, I leave Yotsuyu to you. Now, take your wife, daughter, and leave. I invite the rest of you to join me outside. Let's treat Asahi to a proper farewell. We'll stand at the coast and wave vigorously. I'm sure this guy has a name as well, but for some reason I can't click on him. The ambassador's airship awaits at Castrum Flaminis. Let us be off. Oh, as everyone leaves without me, but it faded to black, so I don't even have to travel over there. I much prefer when they just fast travel me over and just be like, look, it's just going to be a cutscene, so we might as well just do it for you, save you the trouble of walking over.
I wish you a safe journey.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting. Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure?
Ah. I wonder if his other guard is called Minima.
I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yansha. Mark me, savior of the savages.
Hey!
There will be a reckoning.
Yay! Look at his true face. He's got the evil face. Oh, hang on. I'm having one of my episodes. This would have been way more convenient if this had happened like when I first met you.
You've nowhere left to run, traitor!
Ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught.
He's gonna run you through with his sword, fade to black, the end. Nah, this guy can't touch me. I'm way stronger than him.
For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
The thing is, though, it is like normally you do the villain. It's a trope that the villain will reveal their true nature to one character, kind of out of arrogance, and they'll be like, "Nah, no one will believe you. Who will they believe, you or me?" And it's like, I'm the Warrior of Light. I'm the hero of Doma. Well, I mean, not publicly, but you know, Hien knows that I'm the hero of Doma. I'm the Icon Slayer. I'm Hydaelyn's messenger. I'm basically the Eorzean Jesus. Yes, they will believe me over you if I say, "Hey, Hien, I think this guy's evil. Trust him as far as Yotsu can throw him." Or maybe Gosetsu, now that he's wounded. Like, it's a real... Exactly, I'm Jack Dandy, bitch! Who do you think you're talking to? I ought to cut you down where you stand.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy. What in the...
Oh, it's Xenos. Hey, Xenos. I killed this guy. He turned into a dragon briefly, but I fixed...
No, just one! Cut him down!
I fixed that. He has very long hair, which absolutely should get, like, entangled in his armor, but doesn't. Through me, I can only assume through sorcery. Well then. I'm bored of that sword now. Let's use Gorilla Glue to keep it in place. I think it's just it's very, very well conditioned, and so it just doesn't snag on anything.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Then again, there's numerous characters in this game that have like just these
This one is promising.
pointy bits on like all of their armor, and I just sort of think, if that was real, you would absolutely just stab yourself in the face 20 times a day, just like reaching for something on a high shelf.
Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the enclave across the river.
So I think this is a flashback to the original invasion of Doma, because Lord Cayenne is Lord Hien's father, and he died during this invasion or shortly after. So the fact that he's still alive suggests that.
Lord Cayenne.
Get caught in doorways. I mean, he's a big lad, but then this world is a world that has like giant people, so all of the doors are made massive. There are like people who are like 9 foot tall, just as a normal, who are just normal guys. So the doorways are a lot more forgiving. Everything's a lot more spacious to accommodate the larger folk. But no, he would not be invited to a bouncy castle party.
The former king of Doma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Who was that?
Surely you jest. That was Xenos Galvus, Legatus of the 12th, the Crown Bloody Prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
That was Lord Xenos.
I mean, that didn't necessarily tell me anything that he was like... I guess he's upset that I killed Xenos.
Everything you are, your power, even your face,
Hey.
vexes me.
Well, vex away, sucker. Just does a little dance. Ha ha! The Warrior of Light can't stop me.
Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Dorma and the Empire.
See, there was a similar thing that happened at the end of Around Reborn where the character was like, haha, I've poisoned this lady and framed you for the murder. What are you going to do about it? Forgetting that the guy that they did this to was a guy who was incredibly violent and angry, and he just killed him. He just cut him in half, and it's like, what was your plan, dude? This guy is like one of the strongest characters in the series. He cut you in half. So it's like, yeah, can I run him through? Can I just kill him?
My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance.
Also, would this be an awkward time to tell you that Xenos killed himself? Like, I beat him, but then he slit his own throat. I don't know why. That wasn't really explained. Honestly, Xenos was a hard man to read. But technically, I didn't kill him. Technically, he killed himself. I just drove him into a corner. And like the other people are just like, well, he seems to be having a heated discussion with Asahi over there.
I will cherish this moment. Lock it away within my heart. Until the day we meet again.
Maybe he body jumped and now you are Xenos. I'm not nearly zany enough to be. Xenos was, like, unhinged. Like, he was great. As a villain, he was awesome. Because he was just like, look, honestly, I don't care about Doma. I don't care about the Empire. I don't care about the Icons. I just really want to fight strong people. And you're the Warrior of Light. They don't come much stronger than you, so fight me. And then I fought him. And then it was like, okay, you're stronger than me now. I'm going to turn into a dragon. And then he turned into a dragon. Funniest thing I ever saw. And then I cut him down, and then he stopped being a dragon, and then he killed himself. That's how Stormblood ended. And now we're in the post-Stormblood bit, and his fanboy is angry at me. He does have very big, like... what do they call it when someone gets, like, too invested in a streamer? Dang it, what's the word I'm thinking of? Words have escaped me, apparently. This is gonna bug me, I need this. Parasocial. That's the word I was thinking of. He does have, like, big parasocial energy, where it's like, I've slighted his favorite streamer, and now he's like, I will end you. I will spend all of my days trying to... I will dislike every video you post, and quote retweet every single one of your tweets, but I'll make my tweets privated, so you can't see what I'm saying about you. He's got that kind of energy. Like, he knows that he can't beat me in a straight fight, so he's just gonna seethe at me.
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
Okay, so I'm just telling them. I mean, yeah, I guess it's like, I suppose on the one side, if we can get peace with the Empire,
all the
it's...
memories to witness.
If we can get a peace with the Empire, it's kind of worth it, but at the same time, yeah, he's a dick. I was right, though. Hooray! I mean, I was wrong about Arenvald, but I was right about this one, so I'm 1 for 2.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos. My lord.
Calm yourself, Yugiri. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope, we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game. After the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
Oh, imagine if they do the prisoner change and they just return a load of corpses. It's like, haha, we said we'd give them back. We didn't say they'd be alive.
And still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with the monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
You're very affable. I don't know why you say that here. You're quite a likable dude. I was like, oh, the disciple of the man I technically forced to kill himself doesn't like me. No. It makes no sense. Why would he bother keeping up the pretense for so long, only to drop it right before the very end? Perhaps he no longer thought it necessary, having secured Doma's cooperation in the prisoner exchange. He truly is a disciple of Xenos. It is possible emotion simply got the better of him. Remaining calm around the man who slew his lord will have taken his toll. Its toll. Whatever. Whatever the explanation, now is not the time for hasty reprisals. We shall proceed as planned. The Red Gosian must be placed under surveillance and the Guardian prisoners made ready for the exchange. But you need not concern yourself with the details. Leave the affairs of Doma to us. When the hour of exchange draws near, we will call for you. I should certainly hope so. Whatever the Empire's true intent, we would be on hand to play our part. Whether to defend Doma or to help usher in a lasting peace. Although I had thought we might use this time to return to Eorzea, but given the volatility of the situation, it may happen to be best if we remained in Kugane. Agreed. Between Yotsuya's amnesia and the Asahi's dubious agenda, I say we have ample reason to remain in the neighborhood. If anything should happen, anything at all, you must send for us at once. Oh, I will. On that you have my word. Charting a path through the sea of troubles promises to be difficult enough. I am not so proud as to attempt the feat alone. To Kugane, then. Tata and the others must know of what transpired here. Where's the other half of Hien's coat? So this is... his is, like, stylistically like this. I think it's... He actually just has it, like, flopped down to the side there. So he's got... Basically, he's just got his sleeve out. And the coat's just kind of tucked in. It's a thing that samurai do. I think it, like, gives them more room for them to use their sword arm. So we're going to Kugane. So yeah, it's a thing that a lot of samurai do. They kind of flop down one arm of their dominant arm, and it just gives them a bit more room to like freely use their sword, I think. Maybe it's just hot. What if they get frostbite on only one arm? I mean, I'm sure if he was cold, he'd tuck his arm back into his sleeve, but, you know, I assume this place has a similar temperament to Japan, in which case it's quite balmy. They have quite a lot of humidity. The Japanese summers are very, very warm. They've got a lot of humidity. Let's eat one of my pocket steaks. Nom, 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 nom. I'm going to speak to Hancock. Ah, it seems you're all in quite the predicament. Well, should we receive any urgent missives for Doma, rest assured you'll be the first to know of it. Yes, of course. We're discussing ideas to replenish our coffers, but I suppose all that can wait if any urgent news should come through the office. Ah, about that. I wish to apologize, Tatsu. It was reckless of me to make such a purchase without first consulting you. You may be certain, however, that I mean to reimburse the Scions, if it means drawing upon my personal funds. That's very thoughtful of you, but I'm sure it won't come to that. If Soroban's business proposition is as promising as it sounds, Jack should have no difficulty wiping the red from our ledger. Oh yeah, I need to go and do that at some point. I left Soroban on a beach somewhere, because it wasn't a main quest. Forgive me, Jack. It would seem I have unwittingly heaped my financial troubles upon you. I swear I will pay you back. Though I fear I struggle to cobble together anything of monetary value, knowledge I can gather in abundance. To start, I plan to investigate the divisions forming within the Empire. Mayhap Riol and his associates have said something on the subject. Regardless, why did the music stop? The more we know about the politics of Garlemald, the better our chances of predicting the Imperial's next move, which might yield you an advantage on the day of the prisoner exchange. Knowing what we do of Asahi's apparent resentment towards you, I cannot say what he hopes to gain from it. But if there is even the faintest chance that the lasting peace could be forged between Doma and the Empire, what choice have we but to try? Lord Hien had the right of it. Asahi may well be a monster, but we must play his game for now. Until he's given us back all those corpses. But look, I can buy a coffer for stuff that I don't use. I think striking is what I want. Samurai, yes, this is a samurai set. So let's grab this. Saves me the poetics later on. Marmot steaks. Did you murmur marmots? How random. Well, how else am I supposed to get the steaks? And then my pocket steaks. They've been in there for about a year when I was doing all of the like cooking missions, the brief period that I did. I basically have to cook up a load of stuff over and over again to get the XP, and then I just ended up with hundreds of items of food in my pocket. So I've just been working my way through all of my expired steaks and various foodstuffs in my pocket. I'm kind of running low now. I need to cook some more soon. Arranging the prisoner exchange proved easier than I thought. Yes, my lord, we're most pleased. Everything is going according to plan. Sorry. It's so hard not to do my evil villain laugh when I'm surrounded by people I'm trying to deceive. Those are Dango on the floor there. The things on sticks. Oh, we get to see what they talked about.
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Maybe this is all a hallucination from bad pocket steaks. I mean, it'd be a hell of a twist, but it'd be well deserved. Like I said, I cooked these marmot steaks literally a year ago, and they've just been sat in my pocket.
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift. I pray that one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
Oh, it's very Sailor Moon, isn't it?
It's so pretty.
The mirror or her reflection?
Who are you?
It's like, it's so pretty. I am absolutely gorgeous. Dango, indeed. Who doesn't love Dango?
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
How? Okay, so I'm pretty... Yeah, this is the guy I killed. Or, I mean, again, technically he killed himself after I beat his ass. But I guess he got better? Man, the Guardians are working on some weird medicine. That is the dude I didn't kill. It's the dude who turned into a dragon. I beat him. Then, like I said, I definitely cut his throat. And then, I guess he got better. He, yeah, okay, alright. So, now it makes even less sense that Asahi hates me, because his lord is fine. Like, he can... Yeah. Okay, I have questions. I'm sure they'll be answered. I mean, if Gosetsu... Does that... No, that means no one died, really, this expansion. Oh, wait, no. No, there's lots of people who did die who didn't come back. Maybe they will come back. Maybe there will be... Maybe there'll be explanations for lots of those characters. Maybe... I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who died right at the start. Yeah, he's been dead a while. He's probably not going to come back. So... Hey, salutations, Reb. Good to see you. Apologies for not sending you the information I was going to send you. I will send it after the stream. I went out for dinner last night, and my plan was to do it when I got back, and I just went to sleep because I ate a lot of... I had a Philly cheesesteak and a sundae, and a peanut butter sundae, and I was very full, and I went into a food coma until I had to go back to work this morning. So it's I'll send it to you this afternoon. This evening after I finish streaming. So maybe it's all a hallucination. I mean, honestly, there's so much. There's less. There's lots of bullshit that happens in Final Fantasy XIV that you could just be like. The fact that Gosetsu survived. He did. He did. No, but he did. I mean, I'm happy because Gosetsu. But still, it's just yeah. It's like, how hard is it to kill a guy? The good guys never come back. Yeah, although I have been spoiled on a very recent thing that happened. I won't say anything, obviously, on stream, but about our character. But I don't know how, like, permanent that is, or if it's just a thing, like a very brief thing. But yeah, generally the good guys, at best, will come back as a Force Ghost. And, like, lend you their power for an attack or something in, like, a dying moment. That's the best you get out of good guy characters. Bad guys, oh god, they're like cockroaches. They just keep propping back up. Nero, Xenos, Yotsuya, friggin', the name of the evil dragon whose name I keep thinking is Beelzebub and it's not. But all of them, they all keep friggin' popping back up. It's just like weeds. So get ready to pass out. I wanted to say hey. Well, hello before you pass out. But come back. Yeah, I went to a steakhouse. It was my dad's 70th, so we were celebrating big. But all Final Fantasies like this, take anime trips and turn it to 11. You're not wrong, actually. Yeah, this is par for the course for most Final Fantasy games that I've played. But it's like, come on, I killed you. How many more times do I have to kill you before you die? Jack, impeccable timing. We have just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Kojin. To maintain a constant watch over the Red. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Guardians' part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman conscripts is soon to arrive in Yangtze. 'Twould seem that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. According to the letter, Yotsuya's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honour the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. If the Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it'd be better if the Asahi weren't the ones to spot it. Agreed. Let us make straight ways for the Enclave, then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Tartaru. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. I like when you do the first mission of, like, a post-patch mission, because I know that there was about 3-4 months between the mission we just did and the mission we've just picked up now. So there's an implied, like, amount of time that has passed between then and now, even though it's literally just, I will go and learn some information. Okay, the Prisoner Exchange is now ready. But Final Fantasy kind of exists in like a weird... FF14 kind of exists in like this weird, like, Pokemon time space where time does pass, but everything happens within the same year. Like, the Calamity is always 5 years ago, no matter how much time passes. So... yes, Nidhogg is who I was thinking of, and Bahama is the name that I then get confused with and then think it's Beelzebub, because I'm like, it's not Bahama, it's the other dragon. But yes, Nidhogg, he keeps coming back. I think now, because they popped his eyes properly this time, he should be good, so... But, thank you all for the birthday messages for Papa Dandy. I shall tell him that you wished him a happy birthday. I'm sure he will shrug his shoulders and remain stoic, as all dads do. But, if you don't drag the body out of the fire, they are alive. But Gosetsu died under it, got crushed by a castle. That doesn't necessarily hold true. And we even saw the corpse of Xenos. So unless he's got some kind of, like, what's that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with the clones? Something Day. I can't remember what it's called. But that, you know, unless he's got one of those, like there's vats of Xenoses growing, and when he dies, the sixth day, that's it. He's got vats of clone Xenoses growing. That, you know, when one dies, he wakes up and he's like, ah, dang it, I've been prestiged or whatever. No worries, Reb. Have a good sleep. Thanks. Good to see you. Thanks for popping out as always. Death by castle is no death at all. Apparently not. Apparently, death by castle is something you can just shrug off. So there's that. I see my letter reach you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject on the forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gosetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather worse for wear, and despite his best efforts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Ah! Good gods, is he alright? No, he collapsed. Confined to his bed and grumbling without cease, but he has shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you, lest you worry unduly, which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think it's high time he receives some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yotsuyu has scarce left his side, and I imagine you are curious to see what has become of her as well. Again, it's weird because it's been like 10 seconds for us, but I appreciate there's like several months in real life. We will visit him at once. Jack, Alice, shall we?
Open wide now.
Here comes the airplane in the hangar.
Please to you. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself.
I was right to call Yotsuyu his wife-daughter, though, because it's not clear what their relationship is.
I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
I got some steak. I got some pocket steaks. Do you want one of these? I'll dust off the lint. Pick out the bits of material that I've had in my pocket that I don't use.
I am full. Besides, we have guests.
No daughter. I mean, there's an age gap, is all I'm saying, and it's not entirely clear what Gosetsu thinks of Yotsuyu yet. So her eyes are terrifying. She does have. She's a good villain, like in that she's still got quite a steely gaze, even when she's a good guy.
I hope we are not interrupting your meal. We had heard you were confined to bed and thought you might welcome some visitors.
Confined to... A gross exaggeration.
I'm not confined to my quarters, I'm just lazy.
A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Take off your clothes.
He thinks of his daughter, does she? Because,
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
See? Wife-daughter.
My lady, I assure you, this is not...
Like, there's an age difference, but Gosetsu's single, and Yotsu is a very pretty lady.
Off with them. We need to wash you. You stink.
You're a smelly old man.
What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
You caused a few of them.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man.
Would Yotsu think she smokes ciggies? I don't think Tsuyu, the amnesiac version of her, does. Ah, she's remembering!
Is something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
Ah.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
I like Gosetsu. He's a grumpy old man. Character's hungover because he's wearing shades inside. I always wear. If I used to hide my old man eyes, trust me, you don't want to see. Occasionally they take the sunglasses off me for a cutscene, and I look weird. Like, trust me, it's better that I've got my sunglasses on, and it's just because I need to look cool at all times. You never know when someone's gonna like cast like a solar flare or something. Amnesia kick and nicotine addiction. Well, she was unconscious for a while, and maybe she's replaced nicotine with dango. So, yes. There you go. They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think him a doting grandsire, and her a model grandchild. Indeed, had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I'm relieved to see Gosetsu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him. You couldn't make it up. Although I suppose Gosetsu is an old man, with the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. Aye, he has resisted decrepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains. He will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given all for his liege and land, and we will ask no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsu is failing that, well, she certainly has me fooled. This is no pretense! That's Yugiri, okay, sorry. That was way too bombastic for Yugiri. This is no pretense. Yugiri, out of all of us, I think you the hardest to convince, so what makes you so sure? I've been hiding in the ceiling. Yes, there you go. I have been spying on Yotsu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped, not once. She has remained in character from the first. One evening I watched her as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner there on the tatami, a child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go to such lengths. I can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. Oh yeah, so Yotsuya actually just believes like she's like 10 or something. She's like she got some serious brain damage from a castle being dropped on her. So dango is a great way to drug back into nicotine. I'd happily eat dango over smoking. Although I think I do sort of. It's one of those things I sort of think. I think I'd look good with a cigar, but I don't want to actually smoke cigars. Maybe I could get like a prop cigar and just pretend. That's probably not a cool thing to do. Well, that's enough for me. And everyone else, I would hazard. Aye. The matter is settled. Yotsu will become Tsuyu and begin a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we need to present her to the ambassador one last time to prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably, she as good as fastened the chains around their necks. Aye, which is why I would mean to conclude her this business with Tsuyu first, out of the sight of my countrymen. Will you help me? We are at your service. There is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Gallians are on their way, and we must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Tsuyu. Alright, let's go to Alphano. I think I get a new set of clothes out of this, which means I'm going to have to take a very quick tour back to Limsa to dye it red, because I don't think it is red. Dang it, I can't fly here. It's fine, I just ride my dragon. Come, Midgard-Zoma. Hya! Hya! It's like, stop that. You know that I'm sentient. I will bite your face off. Hya! I'm here. Shall we wait here, then? Lord Hien should not be long. Mountain roulette, exactly. Yeah, it's way more fun. Part of the reason. So I've been tempted. I think the sales ended now, so there's no temptation anymore. But I've been tempted to buy the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children bike for as a mount. But I feel like once I buy it, I need to like use it a lot to justify it, and I quite like having the mount roulette of just having a random mount show up when I select a mount. So I'm torn. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She is nowhere to be found. Aga, Egats. What? But the Guardians will be landing here in a matter of moments. If she's fled, could it mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yagiri is scouring the streets as we speak, but it is possible Tsuyu has left the Enclave altogether. How could you have possibly let her leave? Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? A fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. I think... Yes, my lord. Now you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of her hat, but I remember taking her hand to help her onto the boat. White as a new fallen snow it was. Was she so unimportant, my lord? Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No. I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. Ooh. Can I do an outfit roulette? I do have like a couple of outfits on rotation, but I only bought this outfit last week, so I'm using it for the time being. But I'm going to get a new outfit off the back of this quest, so I shall change into that once I've got it. It would seem that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Kami help me, no good can come of this. See? I now have a Dairyumaku armor of casting. So probably remembered her as a homicidal maniac and killed her. Nah. She's probably just got to go find some persimmons or something. Let's go and pop this open. Boop. There we go. And then... Alright, guys, I know that Suya's missing, but I need to go and put on my new dig. So I'll back in a second. You guys wait here. I got important work to do. Let's get to the aft castle. And then we need to go to the inn. There's probably an inn in Kugane I could have used, but it's cheap. It's free to travel back to Limpson. I know where it is. Who cares about Tsuya? Gosetsu cares about Tsuya, and I care about Gosetsu. So, that's where we're at. I don't care, but if Gosetsu does, then we care. Oh, do you know, I'm putting this armor... I'm putting this armor in the chest, and I just realized it's actually better than the stuff that I've got. I was gonna glamour it, and then I realized, oh no, this is actually better stuff. I should actually just wear this. Let's restore that, and restore that. I forget. It's been so long since I actually got armor that was good. Yeah, it's all better. It's all better than my antiquated duelist clothes. There we go. Look at me. I mean, like, this is what I mean about my eyes, though. My eyes are weird looking. But it's fine. We can. I have a glamour plate set up specifically for this. Boop. There we go. And that gives us our sunglasses. I actually might not need to even dye this. It's already quite red. Let's see what it looks like, though. Dye. Dalamud. It's already, yeah, it's already kind of red. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it. Yeah, just that. Let's go grab some. I think my retainer's got some. Bandy? Oh, have you got any money for me as well? Oh, 214. It's not been going well on the market. Rust red, blood red. Where's the Dalamud? Oh, it's over here. I just need one. Alright, cool. Tell you what, you can have this. That one. You can have that back. And you can have that, because I'm not going to use that for a while. You can have that as well. And Bosch. There we go. There you go. This is important. It's good to sort of take a few seconds to look cool. Bosh. Now I'm wearing a slightly red version of my clothes. Aw, yeah. Alright. Time to teleport back. That's the wrong mission. That's the mission. Gosetsu lost a lot of blood. He's not in his right mind. I don't care what mind Gosetsu's in. He's my boy, and I'm gonna... You know, I'll back him to the hill. Even if he's delusional and... clearly not, you know, clearly in the wrong... I'll back him. Even if I have to kill him. They look normal. No, they look weird. That's why I have to cover them up with glasses. There's no way around it. Ooh. Zeus steak, bang jiao, imadachi, tofu pancakes, and silver. Less exciting rewards. It seems Suyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but can we help us if someone catches a clear view of her face? I must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance for all of this lies with me, but I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We are at your service, Lord Hien. Now as before, let us make the crossing and begin our search. You go on ahead. If someone should let Yugiri know what we've learned, I'll join you on the other side. We have no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we had best divide our forces. I would take Kusarkari and its surrounds. Alphonome, if you would take the road to Castrum Fluminis. Jack, forgive me, but could I ask you to interrogate the residents of Yuzuku Manor? One of the Namazu may well have seen our quarry. If everyone is in agreement, let us board the skiff and hope that Kami smile upon our efforts. Go sexy. I mean, you know, people, you have your own agenda, I'm sure, but I just like Gosetsu because he's my boy. So that's the House of the Fierce. Where does it want me to go? Equestrian residents of the Yuzuku Manor. Oh, that's just over here. I mean, there's no denying that Gosetsu is a sexy man, don't get me wrong. But, the Warrior of Light doesn't swing that way. Welcome to Yuzuki Manor. Yes, yes. If there's anything you care to know, you need only a pale-skinned woman. I have seen no such traveller. I'm sorry to say. Most sorry. Scaly-skinned Namazu, on the other hand, we have an abundance. Okay. Let's ask 2 people and then give up. Unusually pale skin. Yes, yes, I saw this woman on the way back from my fishing trip. She just crossed the shallows east of here and was headed in a northeasterly direction. For the most part, her steps did not seem certain. If you hurry, you might still catch up with her. Search for signs of Yotsuyu in a northeasterly direction. Whee! Depends on the warrior. The Namazu are cute. I mean, the first one that showed up tried to trick us and sell us, but yeah, other than that, they're quite cute. I think I have one. If I don't have one as a minion, I think you can get one as a minion. Yeah, I do. I have a. Oh no, I have an otter. That's my little otter friend. You can get a Namazu as a. I have 2. I should really be using my dress up Raoban because I got him last week. No, I guess I don't have. I guess I don't have it anymore. Well, no, I guess I don't have it. You can get one as a minion, though. You see no sign of Yotsuya to the north. Perhaps she is somewhere farther off to the northeast. I love this mount, by the way. It's just a bench strapped to with bombs, and you just sit on it with your legs crossed. And you're just like, fly, my exploding friends. It's the swaggest way to travel, honestly. Second is probably the car from FF15. I do just love the flying car. I'm still upset I didn't have time to unlock them. I'll get it another time, but I'm upset I didn't unlock there's a giant monkey you can get. It's basically just a huge gorilla that carries you in its arm. I'm sad that I didn't get to the time to unlock that. There's also a big, I think it's a corgi or maybe a Shiba. I think it's a Shiba. You can just get like a giant Shiba mount that you just run around on, and you can like pet it and make it bark and do tricks while you're riding it. It's great. Still no sign of Yotsuya. Perhaps she is yet farther to the northeast. Man. really surveying. You can tell the Warrior of Light's looking hard by how hard the bar comes, by how long the bar takes to fill up. He's like really squinting this time. Yotsuya is nowhere to be seen, but lying on the ground a short distance to the north, you spy a familiar-looking wide-brimmed hat. Well, that's a good eye, spotting that from all the way over here. A cursory glance is all that is required to confirm your suspicions. It is the same hat Yotsuya was wearing when you found her in Sakazuki. It's got her initials written into the brim. Gosetsu did it so that people would know it was hers if she got lost. Not realizing, of course, that it like incriminates her. It's like, this isn't Yotsuya. Yes, it is. It says it in her hat. It's like, damn! My grandfatherly instincts. Jack, before you ask, our search of Kusakari and its surroundings has yielded exactly naught. Save this chance reunion with you, I suppose. Mistress Alice has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation. I joined Lord Hien here shortly thereafter. How did you fare at Yuzuku Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? I got a hat. Towards Namai. By the Kami. If the village recognize her, it would not end well. We must hurry. Yugiri and I will check the patties. The village square is yours. I was like, okay, I guess they're gonna... No, I know. No, I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make it. I mean, she's blatantly here to buy, like, persimmon. Because she was talking about... Like, Gosetsu was saying...
Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
There you go.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
They're awfully superstitious
She's back
folks.
from the dead to seek her revenge.
Which normally you'd be like, man, these guys are just, yeah, superstitious. But I suppose when you live in a world where people can come back from the dead very easily, either as a skeleton, a ghost, a monster, a primal, there's any number of ways that people can, or just, sometimes they just get better from death. Yeah, I suppose it is just, you do need to be wary about people coming back to life. Look how shocked that dog man is. It's like, whoa. I'm not wagging my tail. I found her. This is your mess. You've made your bed. Go and tidy it up, Hien.
It can't be. She couldn't have survived.
What did I do?
As if you don't know!
I suppose the best we can hope for is that she gets her memories back, but retains the brain damage. So she remembers all the terrible things that she did, so that she can be like, oh, God, sorry. But she doesn't go back to being Yotsuya and become evil.
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I, too, was surprised to learn of her survival.
Yes, like months ago.
More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed. though Yotsugu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
I know, it's convenient, isn't it?
Lies! Lies! My lord, she would say anything to escape punishment!
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
I mean, it's reasonable.
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you?
Yeah, be the bigger guy.
Here, there's no need to cry. Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Yes, listen to the child. She's the wisest of you all.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace.
Oh, the little couldn't hook. Oh, there you are, Peter. I get that reference. Yeah.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
He can see the Peter Pan in his eyes, which is where it's stored. Oh, that was solved more amicably than I would imagine. I thought there'd be a bit more like a bit more gnashing of teeth from the villagers. Na na na. No, we could have got you some persimmons if you just asked for us. That would have been better avoided, but at least it did not end in bloodshed. And judging by Tsuyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Nay, it seems she was an offhand request of Gosetsu's, which brought her to Mai. She came here in search of a persimmon. Ha! And they say fruit is good for the health. I do hope Gosetsu finds the taste to his liking. Well, it's certainly taken the long way around, but let us continue on to Castrum Feliminis and our meeting with the ambassador. Alphino and Alice should still be there, conducting their search. Are we taking Yotsuya to the... Oh, we do have to take it to the... Yeah, I was going to say, are we taking it to the... Are we taking it to the keep? But we do have to present her to show that she hasn't got her memories back yet. So I'm interested to see what the, like, happens with Asahi. I mean, I'm going to kill him. I mean, I think. Although, apparently that means very little. You know, apparently people can just... You can kill people and they just get better. In this one. Sometimes, you know, so long as the plot armor's there. Maybe she doesn't. That was a fake out. Now, when they show you like the actual, like inside of their heads like that, it's clear that she's remembering, but isn't. It's still. Like I said, the best situation here is that she remembers all the things she did, but she retains the brain damage and continues being Tsuyu, so she doesn't go back to being Yotsuya. I know it's an odd thing to say, like, I hope the brain damage doesn't wear off, but, you know, sometimes brain damage is okay. That's the lesson here. It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. It is time to meet with the ambassador. Yogiri, get the Ferrero Rocher. Wait, no, he's the ambassador. He should be bringing us the Ferrero Rocher. I don't know how this works. I'm quite new at this. I was living in a field a week ago.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
I could have been several months ago. Honestly, the passage of time is weird in this game.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the self-same spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Okay, so what's the over-under that these are just going to be? They're just going to bring a load of corpses out.
Indeed. Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Oh, is it like her parents?
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look well.
Yeah, it's her parents. Oh, wait.
Of all the people.
Oh, yeah, no, it's her parents. I think the little kid was Asahi.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
Yeah, there was a kid, wasn't there? Oh! My persimmon. I bet he's going to step on it.
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient.
Very well. Bring out the next guests. Look, it's our grandparents. It's your third grade English teacher.
You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma. Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
You know you're not whispering, we can all hear you. We weren't standing, we're not standing that far apart.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
So yeah, I'm... Like, there's no way this is just going to be, like, a straight-up prisoner exchange, and it's just like, well, okay, I guess we'll just move on to the next thing, then. That's going to be, like... That dude's going to be like, this persimmon is filthy, what have you done to it? Nah, Gosetsu's the kind of dude who'd be like if you brought, if he did step on it and it was all dirty, but he saw, like, he recognized how much time Yotsuyu had gone to go and get it from him, he'd eat it even if it was dirty and say it was tasty. That's the kind of guy Gosetsu is. He's a cool dude. That's why he's my bro. I knew better than to trust Asahi, but that was a dirty trick. Still, unpleasant as it was, we have at least put the matter of Tsuyu's future to rest. I sent her back to the Enclave with Yugiri to give Gosetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. You have that look, Alfredo. What is it? Oh, nothing of consequence. Most like... we can discuss it upon our return. Again, I just know that we're gonna, like, do the prisoner exchange and we're like, here you go! Their bodies! It's like, oh, damn you, Asahi! And he's got, like, robots attack! We should pay a visit to Gosetsu and reassure him that about Tsuyu's fate. He will want to know that the Empire has finally relinquished its claim on her. Plus, I want to see him enjoy his persimmon.
Gosetsu, are you awake?
I am now.
My lord, come in, come in. When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses.
I like how they have pillows in this room, but when we were talking with the guys from Garlemald earlier on about the prisoner exchange, we were all just sat on the floor. It's like, these are my pillows.
It was plain their presence
no one else can
caused
have
her
them.
great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
I like this Asahi less and less.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder...
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
Ah, maybe they're crystals and they're trying to like trick a primal summoning or something.
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord, forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone.
Oh, god damn it! What happened to keeping a guard on her?
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, no, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties.
Man, god damn it, we need to put a leash on her. We just got her back.
Might I call upon your assistance?
Going out looking for friggin' persimmons again. It's also possible she's gone to like go and turn herself in or something, I guess, but she may have just gone for a wander in the streets.
Help! Help!
Well, big night out, guys.
Help! Help me!
Oh. The plot thickens.
If only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me.
Oh.
But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Okay, so she seems to have gotten at least some of her memories back. But she's using her raspy voice now, so I think she might have been like full Yotsuyu.
Who's there?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
What are you doing here? I thought you were with Asahi.
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu. A font of misery. You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure.
Oh, it's awful that these people died.
We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine. I don't deserve this.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament.
I mean, I assume you'll go back to the Garlemald. They're not like they abandoned you here.
You've kept your looks at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugane and start a new business.
Yeah, okay, no, she's gone full Yotsuyu again.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask.
Is she talking about me?
Father.
Low blow.
Mother. Was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu! What?
On the one hand, it is a shame the Yotsuyu's come back. But on the other hand, I mean, their parents did deserve that, really. They were horrible people. Yay! You killed our parents! Yay!
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
Brother dearest, what a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed.
I mean, the dad's not quite dead yet, but, you know, still, he's on his way.
But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
Are they going to use Yotsuyu's, like, strong emotions to summon a primal?
Please. I don't want to die.
Well, sucks to be you then. Ha!
Any sign of her? What happened here? I knew what would happen if she recovered. And still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother?
Yeah, probably.
Whatever he wants.
The echo kind of faded out at the
was
crucial
willing
point.
to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
Okay, I'm just sort of thinking about how much longer to go for. I kind of want to see, like, the end of... Oh, I am really running out of food. I only have one more marmot steak. We've recovered the Nereus' remains, and would hold a cremation anon. Take it shot. Whether they have never again set foot in Doma. I broke the news to Gosetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best that he be allowed some time alone with his thoughts. So, I suppose I could do the next mission. The problem is the mission after the next mission there's a trial, which is fine, but it is 5 minutes to midnight, and I do have trouble finding people for missions after midnight, historically. So maybe we'll do this last one and then call it a night, I think, and then we'll start with the trial next time. That seems like a sensible thing to do. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yotsuyo has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is, by any measure, a cool twist, not least for Gosetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yotsuyo into the Guardian's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of the exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. What I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted, and that is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. If the main structure of the Castrum Flaminis is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal, while we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended as an occupying force. It is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray allow me to join you. I have some experience of Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be of at least some-use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the Castrum. Beyond that, however, we will need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Sekibune, on the other hand, would require only a single run, and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I, Jack? Yeah, I'll be there to strong-arm them. Bosh. Much appreciated. I quite fancy parlaying with pirates again. It's just a shame Lise won't be there to reprise her role. I'm certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. It's not like I have anything else to do. My lord, the ruler of Doma should not be seen consorting with common brigands. Come now, Yagiri. They stood with us against the Empire. If we should ask of their aid once more, we must treat them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, master, Alphino and I shall be about our task. So I reckon they're bringing those crates are full of crystals, and they brought them to the first meeting, hoping that Yotsuyo would regain her memories and therefore her hatred of basically everyone, and would then transform into a primal. But it didn't work, so now they're going to try and do it again when we go to the prisoner exchange, and she's going to primal up. And we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short, and Rasho may take some convincing. We get there, and he's like, yeah, go on, fine. We helped you with the war. What's lending you a boat for an afternoon? And thankfully, there is a teleport right there that I can just use to teleport. Whoop. And then I can fly. Hey, Asho. Oh, it's the emo pirate, of course. He listens to Simple Plan. Now there is a face I did not expect to see. What brings the noble lord of Doma into the company of bildrach such as we? If you've come to offer Doman chains in place of guarded ones, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. What fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Let me explain the situation, because it's quite confusing. See, it all started when a castle fell on this old man's head. Mayhap you're confusing Doma's liberation. Mayhap you're confused. Doma's liberation was but a means to an end. We aided you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn no oath to you, and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I would not presume to treat you thus, but I come to petition your corporation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's the profit for us in all of this? Profit? Must you always think in such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Have you ever heard of pirates, little miss? We're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace. Denounce our doom, we'll take it by force. We'll put you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we are not in the business of doing something for nothing. I mean, we did have you fight the Garleans when they were attacking you, like, the other week. Calm yourself, Mistress Alisay. We did not come here to moralize. We came here to talk. There is more to be said. According to records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army. And as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask you to offer them a place in the Confederacy. You would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. And has not the Confederacy been in need of new recruits? Yeah, I mean, now indentured servitude, why not? It seems like a good trade-off. You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Garleans' hands are no secret, but since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has come live with traders and travellers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well. The Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during your battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you will do me the favour of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman lords are not adverse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman lord. If we each inspect a third of the ship, it should be done in a thrice. That is the spirit. The ship is moored at Quickscape Pier. Our apprentice ship will be on deck to help to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ihanashi. And I thought I had a knack for parleying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success, and yes, I should have quit while I was ahead. Oh, Alisay. Well, I thought the rumours exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. Alright, well, don't say anything back then. I'm just trying to start a conversation with you, boss. Where does it want me to go? Marker, that way. So hard to see. I wish the markers weren't yellow on yellow. It's so hard to see sometimes. Bye, Augustus. There you go. On close inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. Let's say. Here. You see no signs of damage here. So I found a small crack. No, it's... Thank you. Thank you, my chocobo friend. It was short-lived. I just needed... It's quicker than... I couldn't be bothered to find the stairs. Hi, on the ship, right? Apprenticeship, right? Do you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seems solid enough. I found a small crack. On the port side near the bow, you say? Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I'm happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Yen. The captain sent you to inspect the hull. Cammy, have mercy, forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. No. It's quite all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take you're of Doma. Oh yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. But someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. My father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. How fares our lady? Is she seaworthy? Oh, wrong voice. How fares our lady? Is she seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack on the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see you've met the boy. You tell you his story? He babbles when he is nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts as he hopes, I mean to give him the choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see they are provided for. I have heard that those who join the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin and homeland. Is that oath so easily put aside? If I allow it, if I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago, you say the words. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot, but he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there was a life for him in Doma, he should have the chance to live it. See, Rasho's a good guy. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more, be it in Yanxia or out of the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Hanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. But the matter is settled. Well, then the matter is settled. I will make preparations to cast off. Well then, my friends, it seems we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. Can we not just ride the ship? If we're taking the ship there... No? Okay. Where are we? Or should just take me to the Enclave and I have to click on the boat each time. Whip. I was hoping we might get like more of a cliffhanger with us actually sort of showing what was going to happen. But this was a bit more subdued than I expected it to be. It's just like, go out as a boat. It's like, okay. Kind of a... Like, maybe it would have been better to save this mission for next week as kind of a warm-up before we go into the trial, but whatever. It seems Yugiri and Alphano completed their tasks before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray to the Kami these precautions were unnecessary. What are my options? Infusion of strength, dexterity, vitality, intelligence, and mind. I think intelligence is my main stat. Whatever, I never use this shit. So yeah, the next mission is the Primary Agreement. But yeah, it involves a trial. And it is 10 minutes past midnight. And I have attempted... Well, I've attempted in vain to do a trial this late once before, and it took me an hour and a half before I gave up and couldn't, because I couldn't find anyone. So, to save time, and I normally only stream till midnight anyway, we'll stop here, and we'll save the outcome of what happens to Yotsuya till next week. Something to look forward to. It's like a soap opera cliffhanger, but with a weird, like, the cliffhanger, but then there was like a weird side story. We went and talked to some pirates for 20 minutes and inspected a ship. But now we're back, and now it's like, find out next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Dun, 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 down, 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 down. That was Dragon Ball more than a soap opera, but I couldn't think of a soap opera. That's the intro. I don't know the outro to EastEnders goes. And it goes bomb, 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 bomb. Anyway, I went on a tangent. We'll stop there, and we'll pick this back up same time next week on what I have now dubbed Final Fantasy XIV Friday. And tomorrow, the next stream's going to be tomorrow. So I haven't put out a schedule, so because I was sick on the Monday, and then I had doubts about what I wanted to play on Saturday. I originally put Disaster Report 3 in the schedule. I do really want to play Disaster Report 3, but I might play something else first for a little bit. There's a game that's coming out called Omega Principle, I think it's called. Omega... What's it called? Is it Omega Effect? Omega Principle? Whatever it's called. It's got Omega something. They've got a closed beta at the moment, and apparently I can get a code for the closed beta if I watch 2 hours of someone streaming it. But the drops weren't working earlier, so I'm hoping that the drops now work. Part of the reason I want to play it is there's a character called X in it who wears a big red pompadour and sunglasses, and I was like, I don't know what this game is, but I gotta play it. Where was it? I'm just looking at Twitter. Omega Strikers, that's what it was called. Omega Strikers. Yeah, so there's a character called X who is just, I mean, the game seems to be like some sort of like 3v3 Rocket League football type game, but with characters instead of cars. So it looks like it could be quite fun. But yeah, I was like, I gotta play as this character. There's not many games with guys with big red pompadours in, so I gotta pay my dues. So if I can get that, we might play that for a couple of hours first, and then play some Disaster Report. But I've also been sort of in an hour and about playing a couple of other things as well. So I'll see how I feel in the morning. I'm not gonna commit to anything yet, and maybe I'll make a surprise announcement and we'll play something random tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, if I see you then, it seems like it needs an outro to like Airwolf or something. I don't know the outro. I know you like Airwolf. I don't know enough Airwolf to get that reference, but Airwolf seems like the kind of series that has a very dramatic exit. Like, it doesn't seem like the kind of series that would have quite a quiet, nice, calm outro. Yeah, like I said, I got a couple of things like bouncing about, and maybe I'll see if I get one of them working for tomorrow, and we'll play that. So if I see you tomorrow, I see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. So thanks for watching. If you did, I've been Jack Dandy. You've all been just Dandy. Hey, and I shall see you anon. Good night, all. Bye.